Hello and welcome to day 4 of the 30 days of ads in April. And during the month of April, we are bringing you 30 days of free Facebook and Instagram ads training so that you can use this time of isolation, this time when you're sitting at home, to learn a skill that's going to help you get your business online, grow your business online, get in front of more people every day, and make more money from your online business. And this is day 4. And today I'm going to take you through an account audit that we do in the agency, in the Shine and Succeed agency, whenever we bring on a new client. And the reason we do this is because you can get so much bigger and better results if you just clean up your account. So I don't know if you've ever felt like your ad results can be better. You can't put your finger on why you feel that way. Maybe you're working with an ads manager or somebody's helping you or an assistant, and you're looking at your results and you have this niggling feeling that it can be better. You know your results can be better, or you know the quality of your account could be better. Maybe you're getting lots and lots and lots of disapproved ads and you don't know why, and you don't understand why that's happening. There's a lot of things that work together to create what we call ad account mojo. And we want you to have good ad account mojo. And in the agency, we have a checklist of things that we look for when we sign up a new client so that we can clean it up and make sure that our clients have good ad account mojo. Today, I'm going to take you through all of those things that we look at, and I'm going to share with you what the benchmarks are that we look at that, so that if you're getting ads disapproved, if you want better quality leads, or if you just want to improve your mojo, then you'll be able to do that. So how do we conduct a full account audit before we sign up clients? This training is for you today if you're running your own ads and you want to make sure that you're doing the right thing. It's for you if you've hired someone to help you and you have a feeling things can be better. And it's also for you if you are a successful online course creator or online coach or online expert selling your expertise online already, and you are ready to scale massively. You are ready to take this new opportunity that's going to open up for everyone in the education space very soon, and you want to run with it, but you want to make sure that your account is in good standing. So let's look at the things we look at when we do an account audit. The first thing we look at is compliance. Facebook actually gives our accounts a standing. We call it the mojo. We call it your account mojo, but Facebook will allocate an authority, a standing to your account. And one of the things that impact on the standing of your account is how many disapproved ads have you got sitting inside your account. So what we do is we go in and we check for this. And what you can do is you can filter all of your ads. You will see if you view ads, you can filter them to say you want to see all the ads that have ever been disapproved. And if they're sitting on your account, select them all and delete them. They do not completely disappear off of your account. They don't go away completely, but at least they're sitting in a deleted folder. Facebook knows you're not running traffic to them. Facebook knows you're not using them, and you've cleaned out that side of your account. Also important is to go in and see why they may have been disapproved, because We've had someone come to us and say they have had so many ads disapproved and they don't understand why, because they're doing everything according to the policy. And then when we dug a little bit deeper, we noticed something as simple as adding a URL in a space where you should be adding a headline, or adding a headline where you should be adding a URL, which is against the policy. Facebook doesn't like that. They kept doing that. And so therefore their account got penalized and they kept getting disapprovals. And once you're in this sort of disapproval rhythm with Facebook and you have a bad account, low account standing, it's kind of like you get stuck in this bad mojo. So you want to get out of that. The other reason they had lots of ads disapproved that they didn't even know is because they used the word Instagram without the trademark behind it. Now, those are little things that if you're not working with this stuff all day long, you're maybe not going to know this. But if you are working with it all day like we do, we know those things, and that's what we look for. So compliance is the first thing we look for, and we clean out anything that isn't compliant with the ads policy. The second thing we look for in the audit is message to market match. Now, you may ask, well, how do you see that inside an ad account? But we can very quickly tell if the client has a good message to market match based on the engagement that is on that account. If we look at the ads and we see very low engagement, very low number of likes, follows, and shares, or likes, comments, and shares, particularly an indication of a high match for the message to the market, for the message and the market is we have a lot of shares versus the number of comments. So there's more shares than comments and more comments than likes. A share has higher value than a comment has higher value than a like has higher value than just a click. So the way to judge the message to market match is to see, are the clients creating engaging content? Are they creating ads that people share? Are they creating ads that people comment on? Or is it just a one-way conversation where they're just pushing something on the people in the news feed? Facebook wants engagement. They look for engagement. So we go in and we look for engagement in the ads and to see what kind of standing the account would have. Facebook has told me specifically that engagement, if you want to reduce your CPM, your cost per 1,000 people, in other words, how many people your ads reach, increase your engagement. If you want to bring your CPL, your cost per lead, down, increase your engagement. It's as simple as that. Create conversations, not speaking at your audience. The next thing we look at is target audience insight. So we use there's an audience insights tool that if you're in your ads manager and you go to the menu at the top left, you will find the audience insights tool there. So we use that, we go into the audience insights tool and we select the client's page and we see what other pages are coming up, what other interests are coming up, what other pages do people like who also like this page. And we would make a very extensive list so that we can unlock some new audiences that we can target, because often you get a little bit stuck in a rut just targeting the same audiences, and sometimes clients will have multiple funnels running and they're all targeting the same audience. So then you have a problem of overlap where you actually end up competing with yourself. So we want to try to unlock new audiences, and we do that by going into into audience insights tool and finding some new targets that we can look for. The next thing we look at is the technical setup. The technical setup has to do with do you only have one pixel per account? Is that pixel placed on all of your on your website and on all of your landing pages? We have signed clients up and then later on noticed that they didn't even have the pixel on parts of their website. We've had a case where a client came to us and they couldn't understand their ad account was just, their mojo was so bad. And we realized that they had a lead pixel on the page people get after they've unsubscribed from their list. And they had been running cold traffic to the lookalike audience of their lead pixel. And so people would unsubscribe and then go into this audience, the source audience, and Facebook would be finding the lookalikes of people who have unsubscribed from their list, which is just a bad cycle altogether to be in. And if we didn't uncover this, if we didn't do this audit, we wouldn't have uncovered that. So we look at the pixel setup, and then we also look at whether the custom conversions have been set up correctly. They can often, if you're setting up a custom conversion and you're including the HTTPS / whatever thingy majiggy, or the www, often clients would include that little prefix in their custom conversion setup, and that can cause problems. You don't want to include that, because if someone opens it in a browser and it opens as www, but you only set up a conversion as HTTPS, or the other way around, you could be missing out on some conversions. So that's another one we look for in the technical setup. Then we look at the creative. We go into their ads and we see, is there a balance between images and video? Is there a balance between where the client is getting a good result in terms of placement? We look at things like, are their ads showing up on Instagram stories? Are their ads showing up on both Facebook and Instagram? Or just the one or just the other? We look for 20% text rule violations, because often Facebook would let it pass, but they would penalize you by not showing your ad to enough people because of the amount of text. So those are the things we look for. We look to see if you have captions on your videos. If you do not have captions on a video ad, you're going to lose people like that, because they are standing at the bank in line and they're scrolling through Facebook, and they're not going to turn the sound on, and you're going to lose them. So we look at that. Then we look at campaign performance, overall campaign performance. Now, there's no way to say, there's no one size fits all rule for what a good conversion costs are. But in general, we tend to look at cost per lead. And what we want to do is see roughly if we can compare it to the industry average, which is still around $5 per lead. For some people, it could be way higher. For other people, it could be way lower. And then we also look for the link click-through rate, which we always, no matter what industry you're in, we always want that to be above 1%. And I also like to look at CPM, cost per 1,000 impressions. And I like to see that around the $10 mark. So those are things we look for if the client's numbers don't match up here, if their CPM is high, if their click-through rate is low, or if their cost per lead is overly high. The first thing I have to ask is why? Why is this happening? Is there something very obvious in this account that's contributing to this? Or is it a marketing problem? Do we have a problem with the messaging, or do we have a creative problem? So we can investigate and see what's going on. The last thing we look for is scaling. We look for opportunities where the client might be sitting on a gold mine and not even knowing it. So one of those would be any retargeting audiences that haven't been set up and that haven't got ads running to them. So we would set up those retargeting audiences to bring people that are dropping out of the funnel back in, bring them back in to reconvert. We look for opportunities like if their email list open rate is quite low, we want to reinvigorate their email list. So we might run a conversion ad just to people who's already on their email list, get them to re-opt in, get them to resubscribe, get them to re-engage with us. Because maybe we've been going to their spam folder for so long that they've forgotten about us, but as soon as they see us in the news feed, they're reminded and they want to be there. And we look at overall funnel performance. So it's often happened that we would look at what the client is selling, and then recommend to them that they evergreen one of their programs and focus all of their live launch effort on another one. Or that they completely get rid of something they've been selling that didn't really work and just put all their eggs in a bigger basket and sell that instead. So that's the 7 most important things that we look for in an ad account when we do the audit. So if you want to go through our audit yourself, take your own account through the audit, you are welcome to download the DIY account audit so that you can check whether you have opportunities to improve the mojo on your ad account. And you can do that by going to shineandsucceed.com/ads in April. And drop me a line below this video where you're watching, or if you're listening on the podcast, send me an email to hello@shineandsucceed. I would love to know if you have learned something from this video. And if you have, please give us a shout out and share this with a friend as well, who is maybe also sitting at home right now, trying to think of ways to make money online. My friend, I hope you are safe. I hope you're well, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye.